Hey guys, welcome to the 27th video of the playlist How to use SolidWorks for beginners. For those who are new to the channel, the link of the playlist is given in the description box below, or you can simply click on the I button which is present on the right top corner of your screen. Okay. So in this video we are going to understand the lofted cut feature. In the previous video we have already understood the lofted boss base feature. So if you know what is lofted boss base feature, then it will be much more easier for you guys to understand the lofted cut feature. So for those who have not seen the previous video, the link is there in the description box below. I would suggest you all to watch that video first and then come to this video. Okay. So whenever you want to make use of the lofted cut feature, it is mandatory that you must have an earlier 3D model. Okay. So since you require a 3D model, therefore I've already created one so that your time does not get wasted. Okay. So let's start with it. So similarly, just like the lofted boss base, here also we at least require two sketches on two different planes. Okay. So let us do a sketch on this particular plane. Select this plane, go to sketch and click on sketch. Now press Ctrl 8 so that it becomes perpendicular to our line of vision. Okay. Now once this is done, guys, let us draw a sketch. Let us draw an ellipse. Okay. So starting from the center point origin. Okay. So this is the ellipse that I am gonna draw. Okay. Then now once this is done, I will now exit the sketch. I am not giving any dimensions to it as it is not required currently. Our main focus is to understand the lofted cut feature. My bad. Okay. So once this is done, now I am going to select another plane. Let's choose this plane and press Ctrl 8. Now on this also I am going to draw a sketch, and now let us draw a polygon. Okay, done. Now after this thing is done, guys, now let us go to lofted cut feature. Go to features, select a lofted cut, and in this it will first ask you to select our profiles. Profiles means what? Sketch what we have drawn. Okay, so this is our profile 1 and this is our profile 2. So we have selected both the profiles, and as soon as we select this, can you see the cut which is going to get applied over here is visible now? Can you see? So as soon as I click OK, can you see, guys? Now you can get to see the cut. Okay. Now here what happened was that, guys, we had two sketches, this ellipse, and at the bottom we had the the polygon. Okay, and these both sketches are present on two different planes. Now it is not necessary that you can only draw sketches on two planes. You can draw sketches on 3 planes as well. Okay, or more than 3 planes, or any planes, any number of planes that you want. Okay, so first of all, let me delete this cut loft feature, and then I will show you all how you can draw planes on different planes. How you can draw sketch on 3 different planes, and you can use the lofted cut feature. So let us delete this. Yes. Now if you want to draw a sketch on a plane, then you must have a plane first. So I am going to insert a plane between the top plane and the bottom surface. Okay, between the top surface and this bottom surface, I want to insert one plane. So I hope that you all know how to insert a plane, and if you do not know how to insert a plane, I have already made a video on it. You can find the link of that video in the description box as well. So go to insert, go to reference geometry, click on plane. Now it is asking us to select the first reference. So this is my first reference, and in the second reference I am going to select this bottom surface. So as soon as I select both of them, a mid-plane relation will get added and a plane will be added exactly between the two surfaces that we have selected. So once this is done, let's click on OK. Now I am going to draw a sketch on this particular plane. So let us press Ctrl 8, and now let us draw a sketch. So I think that we must draw a center rectangle. Any sketch is valid. I am just showing you some examples. Okay, so once this is done, now just exit the sketch. See, can you see, guys? Now we are having 3 sketches, and all the 3 sketches that we have drawn are present on 3 different planes. Okay, so let us go to features, go to lofted cut, In this, let us select the first sketch, let us select the second sketch, and let us select the third sketch as well. Okay, so can you see, this is how it's gonna look like. Now you can adjust these three green color dots. This is the first green color dot, this is second green color dot, and the third green color dot. What are the use of these dots? These dots are used to twist your the model. Okay, so if you the cut, you can see it can be twisted. So if you want to make it straight, just adjust this. Let's make it here. See, now it has become a bit straight. This I've already explained you all in the lofted. See, can you see? Now it has become straight. Earlier what was happened is that it was twisted. Can you see? See, I'll show you. If I move this somewhere here or somewhere there, then it will get again twisted. See, observe guys. See, now it has got twisted. Can you see? Twisted paths. Okay, let's make it straight again. Okay, so this is how you can adjust. Okay, once this is done, now you can click on OK. See, this is the cut that you can see. Okay, now after this, let us understand the start and end tangency. So for that, I'm going to delete this cut loft feature, and what I'm going to do is that now I'm going to hide this particular plane. See, and I'm also going to hide the sketch. Done. Now after this thing is done, now again go to features, go to lofted cut. In this, first of all, as usual, you have to select the profiles, the first profile and the second profile. Now guys, observe what happens over here. So when you go to start or end constraints, see, it is asking you whether you want a start constraint. Now where will this start constraint be applied? This start constraint will be applied on the first sketch. The first sketch is nothing but sketch number 2. Which is sketch number 2. Okay, this is your sketch number 2. So the start constraint will be applied on this particular sketch. Okay, so in this you have various options: direction vector or normal to profile. Here we are going to choose the normal to profile. So see what happens as I choose normal to profile. See, as soon as I choose normal to profile, what had happened is that this particular cut that we are getting in the shape, which is a 3D cut that we are getting, is normal to the sketch. Can you see? A 90-degree sign is shown over here. In the starting, it is bit normal. You can observe over here. Wait, what I will do is that for that, see, first of all, I will make it none. See, this was the earlier condition, and as soon as I make it normal to profile, then can you see, now in the starting it is normal to the profile. Okay, it is becoming at a perpendicular to the profile. Okay, so and here you have different options available, whether you want to define the draft angle, let's make it 0. See, and if you want, you can define the start length, tangent length as well. If you define, let's make it 2. Can you see, now it is becoming more perpendicular to the profile. So this is how it works. Let's make it 1 only. Enter. Now after this, there is end constraint available. Now where will this end constraint be applied? This end constraint will be applied on the last sketch. Last sketch is nothing but the sketch number 3 here. So sketch number 3 is obviously this particular sketch available, and on this, if you again select normal to profile, see, can you see, as soon as you select normal to profile, the 3D cut is now becoming perpendicular to your profile. Okay, here also you can define the draft angle and you can define the end tangent length as well. After this thing is done, just click on OK, and now observe. See, this is how your cuts gonna look like. Now after this, I want to show you all how guide curves works. So for that, what we will do is that we will just delete this feature. Okay, delete. And now I'm going to select the front plane, press Ctrl 8. Okay, now on this I'm going to sketch. I'm going to sketch a guide curve. Now what is a guide curve? If you do not know what is guide curve, just keep patience. in next 1 to 2 minutes you will get to know what is guide curve exactly. Okay, escape. So this is my one guide curve, and I'm going to draw another guide curve here. Wait, just let me adjust this first, otherwise afterwards it will show us an error. So it is better that to adjust first itself. Okay, now after this, okay, I am going to do a guide curve some more like this. Okay, escape. Now let me adjust this as well. Okay, done. Now I'm going to end the sketch and now see what is the use of the guide curves. Okay, so I will first go to features, go to lofted cut, and once you go to lofted cut, first select the profiles. See guys, I am here using only 2 profiles here. You can use many profiles as you require. There is no limitation as such. Okay, I am just showing 2 profiles so that you all understand the proper use of the lofted cut feature. Okay, so this is the 3D cut that you can observe now. But when you go to guide curves, in this guide curves, once you select this particular path, see, now can you see the change in the shape of the 3D cut? So this is the use of the guide curve. If I add one more guide curve, see, okay, see now how the shape is getting changed. So guide curve basically what it does is that it guides the SolidWorks on how the 3D cut must look like. Okay, so this is a very important tool, and in this also you have guide curves, influence types, to next guide, to next sharp, this next to next edge, and all these features. These are with respect to your 3D model that you have created. Okay, so once this is done, now click on OK. See, now can you see the cut? Okay, now after this thing is done, now I would like to explain you all the center line parameter, and for that I want to delete this feature. Okay, and I'm going to delete or hide all these sketches as well. Hide it. I don't want all this sketch. I want to show you all a different sketch here, and this is a very important parameter that I am going to show you all, the center line parameter. Okay, now so I'm going to select this particular plane, press Ctrl 8, and you can now sketch on it. My bad guys, discard changes and exit. I have selected this plane and I will now go to sketch. In this sketch, I will click on sketch and I am going to draw a circle. Now I am purposely drawing on the edge so that the cut that is being created, you will be able to see how exactly cut works. Okay, so I am purposely drawing it on the edge. Okay, so let us draw a circle of any particular diameter. Done. See, I have drawn a sketch on this plane. Can you see? Okay, done. Now I am going to draw another sketch and I am going to select this plane for it. See, it is not necessary that the planes that we select must be mandatory. The planes can be perpendicular or at even any angle. Okay, so it is not necessary that since you selected this particular plane, then you have to select this plane because it is perpendicular, because it is parallel. No, nothing like that. It is not necessary to select the parallel planes. You can select any particular plane, right? So I'm going to select this plane now. Press Ctrl 8, and here I am going to draw a circle again. You can draw anything. There is no particular escape. Wait, there is no particular reason behind drawing any particular geometry. You can draw anything that you want. Okay, escape. Now once this is done, I will now click on end sketch. So can you see? Now the minimum criteria, that is that we must have at least 2 sketches on 2 different planes, is satisfied. We are having 2 sketches. This is a smaller circle and this is a bigger circle, and both of them are present on the different planes. So I will go to features and I will now select lofted cut. In this first we have to select the profiles. So let us select our profile number 1 as the bigger circle and our profile number 2 as the smaller circle. Okay. Okay, so now guys, can you observe one thing? The cut, 3D cut that is being produced is straight. Can you see? It is straight. but instead I want it to follow a certain curve path. So how I can do that? So for that, first of all, let us cancel this, and now you can create a path which you want it to follow. Okay, so press Ctrl 8, and now you can create a path that you want the 3D cut to follow. So I'm going to create a path using the spline. Okay, I have just created a random path. Now I have given a proper shape to this particular spline. Okay, now after this thing is done, what I will do is that I will end the sketch. Okay, now I will go to features, go to lofted cut. In this, go to select the profiles. This is the first profile, this is my second profile. Now guys, can you see the 3D cut that is being produced is following a straight path. Okay, see, this is the straight path that it is being following. But suppose if I want it to follow a curve that I have created, so what I will do is that I will go to center line parameters. In this, I will select this particular path, and can you see, now it is following a shape that I want. Okay, so after this thing is done, I will now click on OK. See, can you see how a cut is produced? Okay, see. Okay, now after this thing is done, let's go to edit feature, select the cutoff and go to edit feature. Now in this, there are different options available. See, like if you want to merge tangent facets, close loft, show preview, or there is one more important thing available, curvature display. Okay, whether you want a mesh preview, see, somewhat like this, or whether if you want zebra strips, or whether you want a curvature comps, everything is available according to your requirement. So once this is done, click on OK. Now I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to explain you all the thin feature now. So for that, let us hide this, we don't require it now. Now go to features, go to lofted cut. In this, there is thin feature available. Select this thin feature, and it has now various options available that I will explain you all. First, select the profiles. This is my first profile, second profile. Done. Now in this, can you see that there are different options available? One direction, mid plane, or two direction. One direction means what? See, this blue color circle that you can see is your sketch, and the thickness will be on one side of your sketch. Here it is outside of your sketch. Okay, the thickness is increasing outside of the sketch. If you reverse the direction, then see, now see, click on reverse direction. See, now this is your sketch, and now the thickness is on inside of the sketch. Now after this, there is mid plane. Now if you click on mid plane, then can you see, this is your particular sketch, orange color, blue line, see, and the thickness is getting distributed evenly on inside as well as outside. After this, there is two direction. In two direction, what happens is that the thickness is going to get distributed on both the sides, and you can define how much thickness do you want outside and how much thickness do you want inside individually. Okay, now once this is done, just click on OK. Click on OK, and see, now see the cut that you can see. So this is how you can make use of thin feature. Okay, so guys, I hope that you have understood the lofted cut feature, and if you have liked this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and guys, go check out my other videos on my channel. They might be helpful for you guys. Thank you for watching this video.